Welcome to NKTelco Sports. We are here at the Wright State University's Nutter Center for the semifinal Ohio State tournament where the Bremen Cardinals take on the Monroeville Eagles. Tonight's game is sponsored by Minster Bank, Schwierdeman Pharmacies, Keyhole Pizza, New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, Hometown Opportunity, Francis Furniture, Wilson Health, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, NKTelco, NKT.TV, BowlerStore.com, GarageWorks, Schwierdeman Incorporated, Fowler's TV, Kogan Plumbing and Heating, PSG Automotive Outfitters, and First National Bank. Our sponsors here today at the Nutter Center for tonight's state semifinal match between the Bremen Cardinals and the Monroeville Eagles. Along with Jeff Henson, I'm Dave Kanapke. Jeff, New Bremen, defending state champs, had a pretty good regular season, 18-4 overall. They stumbled a bit at the end, but right now they're playing their best volleyball of the season in tournament.
Yeah, they are, and you wonder at the beginning of the year how well they would do after a success they had last year with Paige Jones moving and going on. I'm sure some people had their opinions about how they would be, and they started off very well. They had a great run. Toward the end of the season, they lost 3 of their last 6 contests, and you think, well, okay, they're maybe back to where they should have been, if you will. But boy, tournament time, they've come back. They beat 2 teams in Fort Recovery and St. Henry that beat them during the regular season. Yes, so they avenged those losses, and what better way to get the chip off your shoulder if you want, but come back and play some very good volleyball when it counts the most. And they're here again, and with a lot of confidence.
Bremen 23-4 overall. Head coach Diana Kramer in her 3rd year here in Bremen. Their opponents, the Monroeville Eagles, 24-3 overall, 11-3. That was 3rd in the Firelands Conference. They're ranked number 9. Head coach is Kendra Snook, who's had a very good 10-year run at Monroeville. A young team, only 2 seniors, and from what we hear, they're very similar to New Bremen.
They do. They have a lot of good attackers, and they do a lot of hitting and attacking very well. They also avenged a loss in tournament. They lost twice during regular season to Norwalk St. Paul, a phenomenal powerhouse. They were able to beat them in the district, so they have avenged a loss like Bremen did. They have a strong hitting unit, and they've been a state a couple years ago. Didn't win it, but they were here a couple of years ago under Coach Snook. So likewise, playing very good volleyball late in the season when it matters the most.
And you look at these 2 teams, they sound like they're evenly matched on paper. You got to think the Cardinals have the edge in the competition they play all year long and in the experience of being here last year.
Well, both those statements are true. You wonder if during the districts, if that was the first state finals, if you will, when they beat Fort Recovery and St. Henry, those teams all ranked in the top 5, include Marion Local in that fabulous 4 at districts that particular round. But they came back and they beat a very good Fort Loramie team and beat a Jackson Center team that played very well. So they've had to work their way to earn this. Now on the other side, Monroeville, obviously, we mentioned they beat Norwalk St. Paul, a good team year in, year out. They've also been tested, but you just never know we don't see them play much. But we know that New Bremen has faced and played a very difficult schedule, and it's that you would think would help them. But then again, it all comes down to what they do in between the lines here and how well everyone performs. It's a game of few mistakes and make positive plays.
Good crowd here, excited crowd. We're excited to bring in this state tournament volleyball. We're back with the starting lineups here on NKTelco Sports.
The big game is right around the corner. Are you ready for it? Come into Francis Furniture and find the right fit for you and your friends in our Lazy Boy Comfort Studio. With Lazy Boy Premier Sofa and Sectionals, you can custom order a look that's just your style. Choose from hundreds of decorator fabrics or choose genuine leather for its luxurious feel and durability. Come into Francis Furniture today, the area's only Lazy Boy Comfort Studio.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different. We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back to the Nutter Center. Getting ready for introductions of both of these teams. We'll do the coaches. Bremen is the visiting team here today. So we'll do the coaches. Oh, you and the players. Madison Pate. Blake Snyder. Here's the starters. Abby Tiemann. 5, Josie Reinhardt. Rachel Kramer, number 7. Ashton Heitkamp, number 4. Taylor Paul, number 6, and number 8, Macy Putoff. Libero is Blake Snyder. Head coach Diana Kramer. In her 3rd year at New Bremen, actually her 4th trip at the state tournament. She took St. Henry to state twice. One time won in 2011, runners-up in 2015. Now they'll introduce Monroeville. 24-3 in the season, the Firelands Conference. So do the non-starters. We'll mention the starters as they go. Their big win in the district is they knocked off Norwalk St. Paul in the district final, team that beat them twice in the season. Now the starters. 7, Cameron Hedrick, Kelsey Palmer, Barman, Kylie Brooks, their big hitter, number 13, Mara Brown, number 4, and Yoder. Libero is Stacia Stieber, first team All-State Libero. Head coach is Kendra Snook in her 10th year at the head of Monroeville. They've won district 4 times. They've made it to state 2 times. So 23-4 New Bremen, 24-3 Monroeville. Jeff, let's look to our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza.
Well, first for the Cardinals, they've done well all year, and that's what part of their ammunition is, to win the serving game. Serve aggressive and also receive the serve well. It's all critical to each team's first touch. Respond to mistakes. You're going to have mistakes. I mentioned Monroeville, a very good team. Don't expect to shut them out. You got to have a short memory. You make a mistake, forget about it, make the next play a positive one, and relax and have fun. You know, you've been through this long season. You beat some good teams. Still have work to do. Treat it as a game. That's what it is. Go out and have fun. Enjoy yourself. Play the way you played here in the tournament run. And for Monroeville, maintain ball control. You know, get your ball in the system. First touches are critical. Get some good touches at the net. Make New Bremen attack, and force them to earn their points. And stay aggressive at the net. At the same token, you know, get good contact. New Bremen runs a 6-2 offense. They're going to have 6 hitters, 3 every time in the front row. You have to be agile, be able to get hands on those attackers, and stay focused. It's a defending state championship team on the other side of the net. You sure would like to knock them off, but you have to stay within yourself. You're not going to get, it's 1 point at a time. There isn't a 2-point shot here, a 3-point shot. It's 1 at a time. Stay focused. New Bremen has a lot of momentum, and they have a strong crowd following, so can't get caught up into that emotion. Monroeville, though, on the other hand, Dave, they've traveled well here. They have a close to a 3-hour drive, and they have put some nice crowds into the stands as well, and are very boisterous.
Yes, very good crowds on both sides. In the front row starting now, we have Ashton Heitkamp. She'll go over to the right. Taylor Paul will be on the left side. Rachel Kramer will be in the middle. She's helped in the back row. We have Blake Snyder in the back row. Abby Tiemann will be setting. Rachel Putoff will get the first hit, and we are underway. The state semifinal action. Free ball across. There's Brooks, their big hitter, and there's a kill. Kylie Brooks leads the team with 304 kills. Honorable mention state. She has the first point.
5'10" sophomore. You didn't add that in, I don't know for sure, Dave, but both these teams, a lot of young attackers, and Kylie Brooks, one of the best around. Remember, she's a left-hander, so a little bit different angle for these New Bremen blockers to keep in mind. She'll be hitting out the left side or the right front.
Another free ball hit by Brown. So 2 times in a row, New Bremen just free balled it over, and the Eagles have taken advantage.
Good start for the Eagles, and yeah, New Bremen not able to get into good rhythm, get a good attack, and Monroeville has done just the opposite.
Grayson Yoder serving. She leads the team by far with 57 aces on the season. They're from the Firelands Conference, finished in 3rd place. There's Putoff, hitting it dug there by Stieber. Dink covered by Tiemann. Back bump there by Kramer. Hit by Paul Long, and a 3-0 start for the Eagles.
New Bremen, remember, go back to last year in the state semifinals game against Buckeye Central. First game, they got behind 17 or 14 to 3, 17 to 3, something like that. Lost the first set by 3, came back and won the next 3.
Highcamp with the hit, Stieber with the dig. Hit by Brown. And right now the Eagles definitely playing in system. A quick timeout by Coach Kramer and the Cardinals to step aside. You're watching State Tournament Volleyball on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Good start so far from the Monroeville. Coach Kramer, she's been here before, her team's been here before, settling down the troops.
Good timeout. You're only down 4 right now. Again, New Bremen a long way to go, but would like to get a little bit of rhythm going here on offense and try to get some good hard swings, good strong attacks, and so far in the system, and a good swing there played up by the Eagles.
Hit by Paul. Brooks will hit it off a blocker, dug by Kramer. Tiemann to Putoff. Tries an angle just wide. And another point for Monroeville.
Right idea, just a bit outside, Dave, and New Bremen still not able to get a break to get them off this rough start that they've got themselves into.
Yoder continues to serve for the Eagles. Tiemann with the set to Putoff. That also goes wide. 6-0 for Monroeville.
Right now the court very narrow for the Cardinal hitters, and when one gets that case of the, that mindset, it's tough to break. A couple of their attacks have missed just outside.
Highcamp with a hit. That one also outside as well. And maybe New Bremen's trying to be a little too perfect. Maybe they just hit one right down the middle to get things going.
Well, they're trying to do everything the right way, even after the missed hits. They're trying to stay positive, encourage each other, but the best advice or best rhythm is going to be to get one to land, and they do that from Tiemann.
Abby Tiemann mixes it up. A much-needed point there. After 7 straight for the Eagles, Macy Putoff, who's named first-team All-State, will serve for the Cardinals. Served by Macy. Dug there by Emlinger. Hit back on the New Bremen side. Kramer will tip it. A lift, a double hit called against the Cardinals.
A strong attack coming out of Barman out of the left front really caused that. There's the first touch not being able to control well enough, and the contact illegally gives the 8th point to the Eagles.
That was blocked back. As a hit by Paul, blocked back. And the Eagles continue to roll. Stacia Stieber, the libero serving. She's first-team All-State.
There's Brock's that double block there by Kelsey Palmer and Kylie Brooks.
Not able to control it, and everything going the Eagles' way right now, 10-1. And another timeout on the floor by the Cardinals. We'll step aside. We'll be right back on NKTelco Sports.
Our 1,500 square foot showroom and pro shop at bowlerstore.com is stocked with bowling balls, bags, shoes, accessories, and apparel. The pro shop is equipped with 2 drill presses, measuring devices, and bowling ball maintenance machines to keep your ball rolling great. We offer private lessons for individuals and groups. Moxie's Extra Pair inside bowlerstore.com is also available to rent for private events. Be sure to check out bowlerstore.com or visit our pro shop in Versailles, Ohio for all your bowling product needs.
Bremen's already taken their second timeout as they trail in this first set 10-1.
Yeah, just everything going the wrong way for the Cardinals. The attacks are going wide. The blocks, if you will, covering them on the attacks coming back. Not able to come up with a clean dig on those, and just really right now kind of standing still a little bit of just a slow case to get started here. And
Paul with the hit off a blocker. Nice dig by Stieber. Hit there on the right side, dug by the Cardinals. Tiemann tries in the middle. They'll go to Brooks, off the blocks. Kylie Brooks with another kill.
Her second kill of the contest here, and she comes in, as Dave mentioned, with a number of kills in the season. She's averaging 3.3 kills a set, and more importantly, she's hitting very nicely, a 322 clip.
Ashton Heitkamp, dug by Stieber. Hedrick goes to Brooks, a dink, covered by Heitkamp. In the middle, it's Kramer, off the block. Hedrick, go to the outside, block back by the Cardinals. Tried to dump it over, and that'll be a point for the Cardinals.
First mistake by the Eagles in this set. Maybe that's the break the Cardinals needed to get them moving. Consecutive serves here critical. You don't want to trade serves now. You want to keep the ball on your side, or I should say possession serving for a couple points here.
Down 11-2 on our First National Bank scoreboard. First National Bank, think first. Brooks will tip it. There's Heitkamp again. Tiemann steps up. Reinhardt with the hit. There's a block. Kramer and Heitkamp on the double for the point.
Good possession there for the New Bremen defense. As you mentioned, Kramer, who averages just over a half a block per set. Also going up with her was Ashton Heitkamp. Good front wall, good termination point.
Paul's serve off the top of the net. They're able to get one service point as Blake Snyder comes back in.
7 errors already here in game number 1. So 7 of the 12 Monroeville points have come on New Bremen errors here already in set 1.
Brooks with the serve. Dug by the Cardinals. There's Reinhardt. Will sail it long. Another point for Monroeville. Monroeville number 9 in state. New Bremen ranked number 3 in state. Winner of this game will play Tiffin Calvert, who beat Portsmouth Clay in straight sets today. Kramer with a hit took something off of it, and it worked.
Kept it in bounds. And Kramer, her first kill. She's one of about 6 New Bremen girls that average 2 kills per set. So a wide range of attackers the Cardinals have on their rotation. They run a 6-2 offense, so they always have 3 attackers live in the front row, so they've performed very well.
Pape sisters in, Madison serving, Claire Pape in the front row. She'll hit from the right side. Madison will set as well. Hedrick, and there's a block. Pape and Kramer. Off the hit, I think, by Palmer, and a point for the Cardinals.
Claire Pape and Rachel Kramer. Mentioned Kramer just over a half a block per set. Claire Pape 0.7, so just under 1 block per set.
And there's Palmer, and this time another block. Kramer and Reinhardt, and a little bit of confidence now coming up for the New Bremen.
Kramer's been a part of all 3 termination blocks. She's had help from Heitkamp, Reinhardt, and Pape, but 3 blocks now for points for the Cardinals.
Another missed serve gives a side out to the Eagles. Back to server will be Adrian Barman, a 5'6" junior. Only 2 seniors on this team, and all the attackers, as we looked at, are all juniors and sophomores.
Yeah, they have a young bunch of hitters, if you will, do the Eagles, and have been playing very, very well.
Claire Pape, nice dig by Stieber. On the right side, there's Yoder with the hit. Cardinals unable to control it. Point Eagles.
Grayson Yoder, averaging just under 2.5 kills per set, records her first of the match. And remember, that's 15-6 now. That's just a 5th kill that the Eagles have New Bremen, as I mentioned earlier, has already committed 9 errors here in set number 1.
Pape to Reinhardt with a big kill. Josie Reinhardt.
5'10" sophomore, averaging 2.1 kills on the season, a .261 hitting percentage. Her first kill of the game, and New Bremen trying to climb back. Dave, it's 8 now, and the biggest deficit, I know at one point, was 9.
Big serve hit over to the New Bremen side. Put off with a hit, block back. Pape will set her sister Claire. Dug by the Eagles. Hit that time by Palmer. Snyder, free ball across. Hedrick will set Yoder, and there's a point as it goes down the blocker.
Had to wait to see where that ball actually went down, and Yoder records her second kill for the 5'9" junior. 2.4 kills a set for Grayson, averaging and hitting at .258.
Serve across. Pape will set Claire Pape off the blockers. Dug by the Eagles. Yoder with a hit off the top of the net. Grayson Yoder with another point for the Eagles, up by 10.
Well, they've responded now, Dave, after New Bremen had some nice momentum points, getting a couple of termination blocks. Have responded nicely. Grayson Yoder back-to-back kills, their lead back to 10.
That one will sail along. So side out to the Cardinals. Referees tonight, both with some MAC connections. Todd Henkel, longtime head coach at Parkway Hospital. And then, of course, Steve Trout from New Knoxville, 2 veteran officials. They ref the first match as well, and then just switch positions here. So always an honor to reffing at the state championship. Close to the net, Yoder with a nice hit, block back. Battle to net, now on the Bremen side. Pape will bump set to Reinhardt. Saved by the Eagles. In the middle, that's tipped by Brown. Paul block back. Pape will try to push it deep, covered by the Eagles. To the right side, it's Brown. They say it was touched, and a point for the Eagles.
Mara Brown now with 3 kills and a long volley there. The Eagles come away with the block, or I should say the kill off the block, and for Brown, her 3rd kill, and it's back again to a 10-point lead. So the Eagles have done a nice job not letting New Bremen get any type of rhythm or any type of momentum on offense.
Cameron Hedrick, junior setter in this 5-on offense for the Eagles with the serve. Pape will set Paul. Dug by the Eagles. Off the top of the net, dug by Snyder. Pape will go to Paul. Avoids the blockers. Taylor Paul with a kill.
Nice idea, changed the body angle and went down the line. Her first kill for Taylor Paul, who averages just over 2 kills per set.
Abby Tiemann, one of 4 seniors on this team. She served and she will set in the 6-2 offense. Eagles having a little bit of trouble and put away by Putoff.
Putoff her first kill. Again, one of those girls for the Cardinals, averages 2 kills per set. Back-to-back points for the Cardinals.
Tiemann with the running serve. Again, some trouble there. They're able to get it across, but it'll go wide.
Nice job by the line judge in this back corner, getting a good angle, I think, to make sure it went inside the antenna. Excellent job. Most of them will stand back in the corner. She came up. You have to really judge whether or not it went between the pins, and it did. Went out of bounds.
Brooks with the hit. That will go just long. And a little run going here for the Cardinals.
Only down 6 now. It had been 10, and you see a lady right there, the line judge. A tough job for those corner people. They have to make some very difficult decisions.
Hit into the corner there, Mara Brown. Good deception there. It really looked like there was like 2 hitters to hit it, and Brown hit it, took a little bit off of it, kind of a legal fling, kind of pushed it deep. Nothing wrong with that. It was a good hit by Brown. Yoder with the serve, dug by Putoff. Tiemann to Taylor Paul with another kill.
The Bremen stops that run, allowing just that 1 point, but now with only 6 points remaining for the Eagles, these consecutive serves, and Bremen's got to start running off batches here. And hoping their defense can get some good touches at the net and their offense can continue to make attacks that land in bounds.
Put off with the serve, free ball across, chance for the Cardinals. Snyder, Tiemann, Kramer, point. Definitely insist him on that play.
Very much so, and Kramer, that quick swing, watch the arm swing here, her second kill. Kind of looked like she's going to the right corner and smacked it to the left corner. Her second kill along with 3 termination blocks for Kramer in set 1.
Down by 5, Stieber with the dig. Hit there long by Barman. And the Cardinals within 4. Timeout by the Eagles. We'll keep it right here. We'd like to thank our fine sponsors for making this state broadcast possible. Precision Strip, NKT.TV, BowlerStore.com. Find the pocket without emptying yours. Carriage Works, specializing in collision repair in St. Anthony, Ohio. Seisch-Ruderman Incorporated. Fowler's TV, we service what we sell. Kogi Plumbing and Heating, a name you know, a name you trust. PSG Automotive Outfitters. Minster Bank, financial solutions for a lifetime. Hometown Opportunity, connecting local companies with local talent. Schreederman Pharmacies, pharmacies located in Salina, Coldwater, Minster, New Bremen, St. Mary's, and Walpole. New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, Francis Furniture, Wilson Health, Caring Without Limits. Keys to the Game sponsor, Keyhole Pizza, our replay sponsor, Winter Meats, quality meats for 90 years. Player of the Game sponsor, NKTelco, and on our First National Bank scoreboard, Bremen within 4.
They're back within 4, and I think the whole New Bremen side, including the players, have begun to, let's say, breathe a little bit easier because they've begun to play better and make better plays, but that is their 3rd service error. That now gives them 10 total errors on their possessions here, so half of Monroeville's points have come against or have been given to them by New Bremen mistakes.
In the middle, Kramer is blocked back. We'll check that Barman and also number 3, Kelsey Palmer for the Eagles as we take another look.
Well, those two, Barman and Palmer, made a good wall. Palmer probably made the contact. Her second of the set.
Team in back set, Ashton Heitkamp. Dug by the Eagles. In the middle, New Bremen wins the battle. Heitkamp and Kramer right there. As we have Taylor Paul to the back row, that means Josie Reinhardt to the front row. Bremen still down by 5. Dug by Stieber. Hit by Palmer. That will be outside the antenna.
And again, the line judge coming up the line, up the court, if you will, to make sure she had a good angle. And she saw it right away. I often wonder, how can you stand in the corner and really figure out if it went around or inside of it?
You got to appreciate the effort, that's for sure. Paul with a serve, dug by Emlinger. Back set to Brown, off the blocker, and the lefty, Kylie Brooks with a kill.
Left-hander stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. Has her 3rd kill of the set, and she will now go out of the front row. So we'll see once how they do. I mean, she's done a nice job. She has a block as well.
And they still sail that long. The Eagles, similar to New Bremen, a very balanced attack. They have 5 girls with 170 and above, but some of them are way above. Brooks is at 304. Palmer's at 256, where New Bremen is very close, within, what we say, 18 kills of each other.
Between about the 6 hitters, and they all average right around 2 kills per set. Brooks for the Eagles, 3.3 kills, and Palmer just under 3 kills.
Page serve across. Hit there by Palmer. In the middle, Kramer with a hit. Nice save there by Emlinger. Free ball across. Snyder. Pape. Point.
Right front attack, Claire Pape, her first kill. She actually probably leads the Cardinals in attacking with 2.2 kills per set. Gets her first of the game for the 5'10 sophomore.
Cardinals within 3, but there is a missed serve, and all of a sudden that puts the Eagles at 23. Seems like there's never a good time, but the missed serves have come at bad times for the Cardinals.
They have, and that's our 4th of the set. And when you're struggling behind, you hate to have those type of errors, but also they serve aggressive, so sometimes those balls, are served aggressively. They force mistakes by the other team.
Reinhardt's hit goes long, and we have a set point for the Eagles. Game serving 19, if you will, for the Cardinals is Adrian Barman serving for the Eagles. Pape will set Reinhardt, dug by the Eagles. Hedrick in the middle, block back. Hedrick will go to Yoder, off the block, Snyder has it. Pape will try to dump it across, covered by the Eagles. Hit there at the point by Kelsey Palmer, will win it for the Monroeville Eagles. On our First National Bank scoreboard, Monroeville 25, the Bremen Cardinals 19. The girls will switch sides. We'll be back with set 2 here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Here's the thing. If you're the kind of guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes farming, who gets up at dawn, determined to get the best crop and the best yield, why surrender to the mercy of the water table? Cy Schwiedemann Incorporated can lower your water table to an average of 2 to 3 feet below the surface, allowing you to grow stronger, healthier plants that root deeper, that are more resilient to the elements, that enable longer growing seasons, and can produce higher results in the fields and in your pocket. Trust CSI, your drainage experts since 1946.
Welcome back. We're in the set 2. New Bremen had a tough start there, and Monroeville, very quality team. They win the first set 25-19.
They went wire to wire. A great start for the Eagles. I know at one time we had probably 10-1. The Bremen, though, cut it back to as little, I think, as 4 late in that set. Very similar to the Bremen's opening state match last year against Buckeye Central. Fell behind 17-3. Came back, lost the first set by 4 or 5 points, and then routed off the next 3. But overall, New Bremen, a lot of errors in that first set. 12 hitting errors, which included 4 serving errors. Monroeville, just 7 errors. But leading the way for New Bremen, Taylor Paul and Rachel Kramer, each with 2 kills. Clara Pape, Josie Reinhardt, Abby Tiemann, each with a kill for New Bremen, who had 8. And on the other side of the net, Monroeville, Mara Brown had 4. Grayson Yoder and Kylie Brooks, each with 3 apiece. And Kelsey Palmer, for one and only, was the game winner. They had a total of 11 kills in the first set. You know, Dave, we talk about serving. Neither team had a service ace.
You're right. I've been impressed by Monroeville's defense, especially in the back row. They've been picking up a lot of big hits. The Bremen starts off first set, pushed across. In the middle, put off, block back for the point. Looks like number 4, Mara Brown, was the main one there for the Eagles.
Brown and also Yoder, good timing, good hands, directed it down at New Bremen, who was able to touch but couldn't control it. Stuff blocks for the Eagles.
Serve across, dug by Putoff. Tiemann will go over to Paul, dug by Stieber. Hedrick will go to Brooks, off the blockers, dug by Snyder. Putoff will go wide. Monroeville, like last game, they have the early lead.
Yeah, they're getting off to another good start. And New Bremen, you know, another attacking error. I think their hitting percentage in game 1 was even below 0, and that's usually not a good sign.
Nice hit by Taylor Paul. She had the blockers on her and hit it at an angle. Kind of twisted her body. Much needed point here, so we'll get another look.
Got it through the double block and able to get a first point and much better start now. You know, only trailing by 1. Good for New Bremen to get off that mark, but they put it right back in the middle of the net. 5th service error so far today.
In the front row right now, Paul, Heitkamp, and Kramer, as Stieber, libero, serving for the Eagles. Dug by Kramer. Will set Paul, block back. Now on the Eagles side, Hedrick sets to Palmer. Kelsey Palmer with another kill for the Eagles.
her first kill of the set, of the match, I should say, one game one for them. Gets her second of the night right here off of, actually no block, I should say, just out of the reach of Snyder in the back row.
Snyder with a dig. Tiemann, back set, Heitkamp off a blocker. Brooks pops it up. Hedrick goes back to Kelsey Brooks. Dug by Snyder. Tiemann chases it down. Paul with a hit. Hit by Barman. Heitkamp will try to punch it over. Close, and Heitkamp puts it away. Ashton Heitkamp takes advantage of the overpass.
Exactly right. Made sure she didn't commit the violation, and really the possession, the volley right before that, she was able to hit it over, keep it alive after a kind of a wild play by the Cardinals, but stayed alert, took advantage of the overpass, and New Bremen gets her second point.
Paul with the serve. This will be a hit from the back row by the Eagles. Heitkamp sails long. Point Eagles.
The Bremen's attackers just not able to snap it off so far today. In that first game, 8 kills, 8 errors. So again, zero percentage hitting error or hitting mark.
Close to the net. 4 hits. Gives it to the Eagles. Actually, they'll call it one in the net there for the Cardinals. It's Kylie Brooks, 5'10" sophomore, honorable mention at state. Lefty serving for the Eagles. Tiemann, back set Heitkamp, dug by Stieber. Hedrick hits there by Palmer, and the point.
Kind of that awkward attack, if you will, kind of used her fingers and, you know, just kind of push it down into the hole. Palmer now 2 kills here in set number 2.
Monroeville playing quite well this afternoon here. Again, the winner to play Tiffin Calvert on Saturday. It goes into the net. And there's a timeout on the floor on the Cardinals. They trail 8-2 here in set 2. We'll be right back.
Take your game day party to the next level with a new TV and Sonos sound system from Fowler's TV in St. Mary's. A Sonos sound system takes all the action into every room of your home and outdoors. Break your home into zones and control the content and level right from your phone or tablet, enabling you to enjoy the game or not with the touch of a finger. Add a security camera system connected to your TV from Fowler's and never leave another friend stuck outside in the cold. Fowler's TV, taking game day to the next level.
Coach Kramer with the timeout for the Cardinals. Her squad down by 6, and Jeff Monroeville's definitely a quality squad. Doesn't seem like New Bremen's really gotten a roll. They got a few points here and there, but haven't got that 4 or 5 points that they've looked really in system.
Yeah, they haven't just put it all together. They've got some nice volleys, but can't maybe sustain it and get that, you know, when you play well and you know you've got some good volleys going, you get the confidence. They've had one and the pass isn't quite right, or they don't get a good attack, or they hit it in the net before they can get it, you know, another chance. It's just not in rhythm. Give credit to that from the Monroeville Eagles. They've played very good defense against the Cardinals.
Tiemann, Kramer able to get it across. The timing is a little bit off on that. Barman with the hit, dug by Putoff. Tiemann Reinhardt with a kill. Josie Reinhardt with good elevation just inside the line on the hit.
Didn't make it by much, but what a good swing for Reinhardt, who records her second kill.
Madison Pape in to serve. This is a first tournament opponent for New Bremen that isn't a rematch. They played all their other opponents, Minster, Fort Recovery, St. Henry, Jackson Center, and Fort Laramie, and Eagles not able to get it over. So Monroeville, their first non-rematch.
First look at him.
Yeah, first look at him, and definitely a quality team from the Firelands Conference. That's way up north. They're like not all the way Lake Erie, but just like a county down from Sandusky is where they're at.
Just under a 3-hour drive.
That's a nice dig there by Putoff from the back row. Macy will have to free ball it across. Hedrick will hit there by Palmer. In the middle, tipped and back on, and will battle at the net. Won by the Eagles.
When the Bremen tried to, you know, tip it over quickly, good hands there by the Eagles. blocked it right back in New Bremen's off their hand, so stuff block for the Eagles.
Barman serving. Pape to Reinhardt. Dug by Barman, close to the net, and it will go out of bounds.
Yeah, just missed. Right idea. Again, the hole was there. The ball lands about 6-7 inches out of bounds.
Take a look. It was open there, and
you know the break is the Eagle that dove for it couldn't even touch it, or else it would have been probably a point for New Bremen, but instead it lands out of bounds untouched.
Yoder block. Not able to cross. Kramer on the block there. I think also Pape, Claire Pape, as Kramer go back to serve down 10-5.
Kramer's had a nice night at the net already. She has a total of 4 blocks.
Dug there. Yoder across. Pape to Pape, block. Good hang time that time by their middle hitter, number 3, Kelsey Palmer. She seemed to just hang in the air a little longer.
Good timing and just really, soft but firm hands, able to kind of catch the ball on the attack and angle it back down into Bremen's side of the court.
Palmer's serve is long. Tournament trail for Monroeville. They knocked off Crestline in their first game. They played in the Attica district, a tough district like New Bremen had. They beat Buckeye Central in 4. Team that New Bremen beat last year in the state semifinal. Then they beat Norwalk St. Paul in the district final, and then they beat they beat Dalton and Wellsville in the regional to get here to state as teams trade bad serves here. They're similar to New Bremen in that they both finished 3rd in their league, but they both avenged the winning league team. New Bremen beat St. Henry. Monroeville beat Norwalk St. Paul, beat them in district final. And that district final is a lot of times the toughest one for anybody to get here. Claire Pape will hit it. Stieber, Yoder hits it a ways back, and they'll sail wide.
Just the 3rd error of game 2 for the Eagles. New Bremen, again, piling them up. They already have 7. So again, New Bremen helping out the offensive cause a little bit for the Eagles with the hitting errors and the service errors.
Teaming with the serve, dug by Barman. Hedrick to Brooks, off the top of the net, dug by Kramer. Hit there by Paul. Hedrick in the middle. Brown with a hit. Mara Brown, junior hitter, with a kill.
Brown had 4 kills in game 1, her first here in game number 2, so 5 on the day for the 5'9" junior Mara Brown.
Grayson Yoder serving for the Eagles. Paul will be blocked back. It looked like it was Brown assisted by Brooks on the double block, and a football score 14-7 for the Eagles.
Well, the Bremen could use a touchdown. It's going to take 7 points to do that. You can't get them all in one, and as a team, the Eagles block pretty good as a team. They average just under 2 blocks per set, and they've done a nice job already here today. And if they're not blocking for points, they're getting some good touches on New Bremen, making them continue to swing. That ball hit well out of bounds.
Kendra Snook, the head coach for Monroeville, very good record, 205-51. That's like a 20-5 season every year. They've won 4 district titles, 13, 14, 15, and 18. And they were also here in 15, and they lost to Jackson Center in 5 in the semis. Battle to net, won by New Bremen as Kramer and Heitkamp with the double block.
That could be a little bit of momentum the Cardinals need. Anytime you get a termination block, you usually can generate some excitement, and you see those 2 ladies go up and time it nicely, and Kramer and Heitkamp.
Back to live action, put off with the hit. They go to Brooks, she'll just have to tip it. Nice save there by Tiemann. Hit by Paul. Back set, Brown is blocked back. Kramer again with Heitkamp.
But Kramer has been a monster. I had her for 4 kills in set 1. She has 3 now, so give her 7 or so on the day. And back to a 4-point lead. Remember, he said it was a football score a few points ago, 14-7. New Bremen's routed off 3 unanswered.
They got the field goal. Now we got to work for the touchdown here. If they can get it within a few points, make a world of difference. Hit by Yoder. Tiemann, Paul blocked. Able to get it over. Hedrick, Stieber with a bump set into the net. Good job by New Bremen just keeping it alive. And it ended up in a point.
Those type of plays that happened in the first set, those deflections back to them seemingly found the way to the ground. Here they've been keeping the ball alive, and in this case, forced a hitting error against the Eagles.
Cardinals fans on their feet. Hedrick going a long way. Pushed there by Barman. Tiemann said Heitkamp, she has to hit it flat-footed. Stieber, Hedrick. In the middle, Brown. Mara Brown, the Eagles take advantage of the free ball by the Cardinals.
Well, that puts an end to the run that Bremen put together. Brown, her second kill, and pretty well run offense that time. Good swing by Brown.
Stieber with the serve dug by Snyder. Paul through the blockers. Taylor Paul with the kill. So they had a side out in Monroeville, but they're Cardinals able to get that first one back.
Yep, and now it's New Bremen's turn. It's to 3, like you mentioned a little bit ago. They got the field goal. They're 3 more since that time, so they're getting close to where it's probably a timeout coming up soon for Monroeville.
Dug over by Emlinger. Hedrick, Brooks, block. Reinhardt, Kramer, and I think Reinhardt got a big part of that. And a big point there, termination block.
Well, that's another momentum play. As you can see the timing here, and they're blocking a 5'10" sophomore in Brooks. And I always wonder, we talked a little bit about it, Brooks is a left-hander. You know, how much different is that defending on this side of the net? You know, most girls are right-handed, and you're always blocking on the other side.
Nice save by Stieber. Battled the net. Won by Reinhardt. And there was a play in there by the Cardinals, just kept it alive. And it forces a timeout by the Eagles. Take a look at a replay here. Close to the net. Reinhardt giving the Cardinals some spark, and if they can get the lead here with the crowd behind them, it seems like they're getting better at the time. They're timing the blockers a little better. They're not having the errors they had in the first set,
helps.
and it seems like the momentum's switching here.
The blocking has been awesome. I mean, you look at Kramer, she's been a part of 4 of them here already, and anytime you can stuff the other team's, let's say, best hitter, in this case, Kylie Brooks, it's a big boost for the defense, and you know, they've been coming alive here, and I think there's 50-50, or I don't know if you want to call them 50-50 balls, but the deflected balls, or keeping the ball alive, not just letting them hit and deflect it down on your side immediately. The Bremen's done a better job here in game 2 and keeping the volley alive, and 1 point away from tying it up.
Some scrappy points. They just dug. It's just like, sometimes you save those and you think, well, they're going to kill it back at us. So sometimes you save it and the other team makes a mistake. And right now, Paul serving with a chance to tie it for the Cardinals, down 15-14 here in set 2. Dug by Stieber. Hedrick. Hit by Palmer. Back set, Heitkamp off the block. Palmer has it. Hedrick goes back to Palmer, off the block. Dug by Paul. In the middle, it's Kramer with a kill. We're tied at 15.
Senior hitter Rachel Kramer has done very well blocking today. Gets her 3rd kill of the set. And for New Bremen, it's been a long time since they've been tied. I think probably the first today. Monroeville started off leading in both the sets.
Brooks with a dig. Nice save there by Heitkamp. Dug by Stieber. Hedrick. Hit there by Barman. Hit over by Hedrick. Some mix-up. Free ball to cross by Putoff. Tip, and there's Heitkamp.
Another play.
Brooks in a battle. Kramer wins it, but Ashton Heitkamp, when Brooks hits it, she goes all the way over from her right side and saves it. As you see there, she's on the right side usually.
She's done that a couple times back-to-back here. Did it earlier even in set 1. Picked up a couple of those, let's say, dink hits or tap overs, and the Bremen on a roll.
On the top, off the top of the net, Taylor Paul has been serving all of these points. Remember, at one time it was 14-7. New Bremen has now won 10 of the last 11 points.
Good comeback Again, very similar to what they did last year in the semifinal game against Buckeye Central.
Hit by Palmer.
Saved.
Pancake there by Putoff. Reinhardt with a hit. Dug by Stieber. Hedrick. Brooks, a timing play. She finds a spot.
First kill for Kylie Brooks here in game number 2. That, for the moment, stops in the Bremen run. But like you said, an 11-2 run basically, or 10-2 run for the Cardinals here. And boy, the Bremen get a quick side out here, take the ball back away.
Off the top of the net, saved by the Cardinals. Heitkamp with a hit. Stieber will step up. Hit by Barman. Nice save by Reinhardt. In the middle, Putoff. Hedrick dumps it across. That might have been out of bounds, but they're keeping it alive. Hit across. Little mix up there. Hedrick in the middle, Palmer, covered by the Cardinals. Right side, Heitkamp. And that's a kill. Ashton Heitkamp had to avoid the antenna, but she ends up with a kill.
Kind of an ugly volley there. Neither team really insistent. Girls stepping up that don't normally set, keeping the ball alive, etc. Some miscommunication, and then Heitkamp makes a strong attack or a good attack on a difficult ball. And boy, good rotation there for Ashton Heitkamp in the front row, not only on her offense, but like you mentioned, the defensive pickups. Nice job.
Hit by Yoder. Or check that, that's Barman with the hit. Adrian Barman brings the Eagles within 1.
Adrian Barman has hit, I think, some good attacks today. The Bremens dug her for whatever reason very well. That's just her first kill today. She comes in averaging just under 2 kills per set. Serving now is Barman, but I thought she's hit some good shots, and the Bremens have been able to pick hers up.
Free ball long against the Cardinals, and we are tied at 18.
Fifth hitting error against the Cardinals, and tough way to give the Eagles a point there. Again, you want to limit them to just the 1 serve and get the ball back on your side.
Pape Reinhardt, dug by Stieber, back on the Cardinal side. Pape will go to Kramer. She yanks back for a little extra and hammers her down.
That was a tough angle to attack. The set kind of coming over her head, Dave, from the back, and boy, she really twists and torques on it. And that snap, she put some good velocity and, more importantly, kept the ball in play. Records her 3rd kill of set number 2.
She reached back like you would cock a rubber band gun, like for that extra 1. Hit across. In the middle, it's Putoff. Barman digs it. Hedrick go to Palmer. There's Reinhardt. That'll go long. Now we're tied at 19. Our 3rd tied so far. We've been tied at 14, 18, and 19. And a chance here for the Eagles to take the lead. They led the whole first set. They led all the way to about 15 here. Pape with a hit. Hedrick hit by Brown, and a great hit there by Mara Brown. She really had to reach and then not hit the antenna.
Yeah, she avoided the put in there. She did not hit it. There was not a big window, and had to avoid that. And plus the Bremen blocker and able to get it down and give the Eagles back the 1-point lead.
Palmer with the serve, dug by Snyder. Pape to Claire Pape, long. And it seems like about all the mishits for the Cardinals tonight have gone long.
And you don't know if it's because of the blocking ability of the Eagles that they're afraid of getting it touched or blocked, but boy, a number of shots have been long, like you mentioned, for the Cardinals, and that's helped the Eagles maintain their lead. In
the middle, nice timing there between the setter, Madison Pape, and the middle hitter, Macy Putoff.
Putoff her 2nd kill of the night, 1 in each game. A big one there as that stops the string of offense by the Eagles, so it's important now for the Cardinals to, again, keep possession of the serve.
Serve there by Abby Tiemann. Hit there by Brown. Hit by Paul, and a point. Point Cardinals. Diana Heitkamp in the game to serve. It brings her team to 21.
Consecutive serves. Keep the serve and let your offense and your defense go to work.
Heitkamp serve, dug there by the Eagles. Hedrick. We go over to Yoder. On the Cardinal side, there's Paul. Hedrick will dump it across. They're called lift against the Cardinals. One of the few lifts that's been called in this game, and an important point goes in favor of the Eagles.
Yeah, just out of the system there. Is Pate not a normal setter? Clear that is, and just, ball at their heads. They try to use their hands and double contact or illegal contact called.
Hedrick serves. Paul, dug by Hetrick. Stieber. Yoder will sail it long.
Good call by the back row defense, Dave. That was close, a good judgment there, and fortunately for the Cardinals, it travels deep.
So our fifth tie of this set as Abby Tiemann comes in, as well as Ashton Highcamp into the front row, tied at 22. Dug by the Eagles. Nice dig there by the Cardinals. Hit by Paul. Hedrick, Brooks, Kylie Brooks with a kill for the Eagles.
Just her second of game 2 for Kylie Brooks, but it puts the Eagles just 2 points away. And boy, it's a good angle. She had a nice opening, and again, being a left-hander, able to get it to the deep left corner.
In the middle, it's put off. Dug good by Hetrick. I don't know if Paul got enough of it or she just intimidated as it falls down, and we are tied at 23. 23-23 here in set 2. New Bremen lost the first one 25-19. But Putoff serving here, wanting 2 points to victory here in set 2. Dug by Stieber. Hedrick will set Brooks. She'll just have to bump it across short. Tiemann, and they'll call left. And now we have a set point for the Eagles. 24-23, a hard-fought set 2 here. And hands of the Eagles here as their all-stater, Stacia Stieber, serving for the Eagles. Dug there by Snyder. In the middle, it's Kramer. Nice save by Hetrick. Brooks, block back. Nice block there. Barman finds the spot. And a great second set goes to the Eagles as they prevail 25-23. They now lead the Cardinals 2-0. They'll switch sides and we'll return for set 3 here on NKTelco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
PSG Automotive Outfitters, your truck accessory headquarters.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
The Eagles win a very competitive set 2, 25-23. They now lead 2-0. Jeff, the Cardinals played better in that second set. They fall, but they've been in this spot before.
They have. They trailed St. Henry 2-0 and able to find a way to stay alive and force a game 5 that they were victorious in, obviously, to reach this point. But we hate to pull that card out every time if you want to try to play that. But they've been in this situation. Monroeville's played very well. New Bremen, I think a little bit has caused their own errors. Their hitting errors, their serving errors have really compounded and Again, just giving the Monroeville Eagles some points, and I know you want to hit hard and serve aggressive, but right now Monroeville taking advantage of that. They've had very few errors, just 6 or 7 in game 1, 6 in game number 2, so Monroeville playing a little bit cleaner. New Bremen actually out-attacked them or out-killed them in game 2. New Bremen with 12 kills versus 9 from the Eagles.
Put off with a hip, block back. Snyder the bump set to Paul. Nice save by Stieber. Hit by Barman. There's a bump set again to Paul. Dug by the Eagles. Brooks puts it away. Kylie Brooks. Some good hits there, some good digs. Finishes there with Brooks. So once again, Monroeville takes the first point of the set.
Started each set so far with the first point. You mentioned the good play defensively, and then Brooks able to keep her attack inbounds, and a good play by Heitkamp here to keep it alive and between the pins.
Hit by Brown, block back. Put off, set it to Tiemann. Over to Heitkamp, block back. Nice save by Putoff. There's Paul. Dug by the Cardinals, that was Yoder. Here's Barman, that one will sail long. So the Cardinals battled and win that point. Putoff goes back to serve. She was in the front row, and there was a couple blocks that were back, and she dug those. She doesn't dig them, they're right back for a point there, so. Last set had 6 ties. New Bremen came back from a 14-7 lead. They call a net violation on the Cardinals. Stacia Stieber serving for the Eagles. Eagles 24-3 on the season from the Firelands Conference. New Bremen 23-4 from the mighty and proud MAC Conference. And there's a kill for Rachel Kramer.
6 kills this afternoon for Rachel Kramer. Again, she's been an animal at the net blocking as well. She's recorded a number of termination blocks.
Paul with the serve, dug by Stieber. Stieber will free ball across, chance for the Cardinals. Tiemann, back set, Heitkamp. That will sail a little bit long. Side out to the Eagles. Talked about Bremen from the MAC conference. There'll be another MAC opponent. Versailles playing in Division III later on. Versailles finished 6th in the league, but yet they made it all the way here to state.
Different division, Division III, but yeah, Versailles also defending state champions.
You're right.
Earning their way back here, and yeah, finish. How many times do you tell somebody you finished 6th in your league and you played for a state or made it for the state?
It's probably not happening. Versailles has done that a lot. You know, the regular season's long sometimes, and there's a lot of battles, but it all comes down to tournaments. How are you playing at the end? And you get a little bit of momentum to do, just like New Bremen did. I think we got 2 bad serves in a row. And New Bremen, similar, they lost their last 2 matches. They went 3-3 at the end. They were 15-1 at one time, but they regrouped, did a few adjustments, and they've played well in tournament. But they've met a very good foe here this afternoon. And they're able to save that one there. Pape was the last one to hit it. Hit there, Palmer. Kelsey Palmer puts it away for the Eagles.
Well, New Bremen did a good job keeping it alive, but really couldn't get an aggressive attack, and Palmer takes advantage of it. And it just seems like their attacks on those plays where it's kind of wild have been for kills. New Bremen's attacks sometimes after kind of a wild play, they hit them out of bounds, and you can't really build much momentum, and that time Pape, they were able to muscle around a couple blockers.
Claire Pape from the right side on the double block. Rachel Kramer, second team All-State for the senior. Rotates back to serve. Means Macy Putoff rotates into the front row. And that one sails long. Cardinals always an aggressive serving team, and sometimes that's always good in general. It's good, but individually sometimes that can work against you. And
it seems like you can be more aggressive when you're on top or leading, but when you're trailing, that's where I feel it's difficult to have the long serves or the serves out of bounds or in the net.
Yoder with the hit. There's a battle at the net. Grayson Yoder, 5'9" junior with a point. And Monroeville with a 3-point lead.
Yoder has had a nice afternoon as well. 6 kills for her overall. Again, just making good contact and putting it where the Bremen defense can't get it and make a play on it.
Clara Pape with a kill. Pape with a couple kills here in recent points. As we'll have Diana Heitkamp, the sophomore, serving for the Cardinals. As Taylor Paul goes into the front row. Nice dig there by Brown.
This is a free ball. Kenny Burrell is not necessarily free, but Bremen able to get in the system on offense and take advantage of it.
Paul with a big hit. Paul hits it. She kind of twists her body, almost hitting backhand here as you get a look here. Look how she twists it and then hits it, kind of leans back and then hits it back the other way. Oh, to be young again, be able to do that. I'm not sure if I was able ever to do that. And there's an ace by Heitkamp.
She might know a good chiropractor.
That being Taylor Paul, by that time an ace there by Heitkamp. Diana Heitkamp ties up the game at 7 apiece. You know, both of these sets, New Bremen's dug a pretty big hole. Right now, a hole early. They're staying even. Maybe take a lead here. Pape. Kramer from the back row, off the top of the net, and that'll be a point.
We're talking about the art of the swing. Again, she even coils up. I know you're talking about Paul earlier, but Kramer there almost has like a twist to her swing as well, and able to catch the top of the net and get it to drop, but good aggressive play by Kramer in the back row.
Short serve. All these Cardinals get every bit of power from their size. And there's a kill for the Eagles. Mara Brown, number 4, with a kill. So we're tied again at 8. Fourth tie already here in this set. As the setter, Camera Hedrick, will be serving. So we have 3 hitters in the front row. Pape with a hit. Not able to get down, so Claire Pape with another kill here in this set.
3 kills for the 5'10 sophomore, having a nice game, number 3, and that one puts her team up by 1. And again, you talked about needing to serve consecutive times. New Bremen, be nice for them, be nice for this to see them get about a good run here, get some points on the board.
And they'll be able to lift. Called against the Eagles. Double hit.
The 2 has been the most that I believe the Eagles have been behind all afternoon. They didn't trail in the first set. I think trailed by 2 is late in game number 2 when the Bremen finally caught up to tie. And
you think of 2 being some, you know, all it takes is a side out and a point and you're tied. Block at the net, flat-footed by Brown. Tiemann will go over to Paul. Nice dig by Stieber. Brooks, block back. Paul with the block there, also there put off to the right. And New Bremen, their biggest lead of the afternoon, 3 points.
Need to keep the momentum going right now. Monroeville does not take a timeout, so Coach Snook will let her team try to break this on their own.
Tip by Brown. Paul blocked. There's Tiemann to cover. They'll set Paul again. In the middle, Brooks. The timing was a little bit off on that back set, and now it's 4-point lead and a timeout Eagles. Cardinals lead 12-8. We'll step aside. You're watching State Tournament Volleyball on NKTelco Sports.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
The Cardinals down 2-0. Has had a nice start, and they lead 12-8 here in third set.
Well, they've caught them and, again, opened up the biggest lead of the match for the Eagles, and a good run. They've attacked the ball better. You know, they're getting some good swings again, and they've got a service ace finally. You know, they put some emphasis or kept it in bounds and made the defense work for Monroeville. And Just this is the team that, if you almost want to say we saw during the tournament trail, not the one that we kind of watched at the end of the season. So the run continues.
Taylor Paul again. He's had a lot of kills from that left side.
Their second one here again. Just that nice kind of cutting it or slicing to the right and making an angle shot difficult to receive when it's not coming straight at you.
A lot of torque by these New Bremen hitters.
Good cover by Heitkamp.
Put off, blocked. That looked like Brown with the block, number 4 for the Eagles.
Brown now 3 blocks in the afternoon. A good response by the Eagles is, again, nice play by Heitkamp covering the attack by Brooks, but the Eagles come away with a big block.
Yoder with the serve. Put off will dink it and it'll fall.
It looked like maybe she advertised that a little too early, but got enough, not too high, not too deep, and found a spot on the Eagles' side of the court. Good play by Putoff.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought it'd be covered there, and she didn't have it too deep was probably the big thing there. And there's a tough serve. Hedrick hit across by Brown. In the middle, Kramer reaches back for more.
Good snap by Kramer. The left corner for her was open, and again, a good torque or twist, or whatever you want to call it, and she comes up big here out of the middle.
Macy Putoff serves it across, dug by Stieber, close to the net. Heitkamp takes care of it.
Good play by Heitkamp, making sure the ball came across and stayed out of the net. Those are sometimes tough to wait for.
Another timeout by Monroeville. They now trail by 7 here in the third set, and we'll be right back.
At CAPT, we use hometown opportunity to make sure that when we have a position open within the facility, it gets put on the website.
We've really been excited to see how that has grown so much over the last several years.
If anyone is looking for a job, it's the best place to go.
We really want to do whatever we can to get folks that are from this community back to this area.
I would recommend any manufacturing company that they take a look at it. It's a very good benefit for companies at no cost.
7, and you're just showing some stats, a reason behind this.
Well, they've covered defensively well, but as you mentioned, but they've also hit the ball better. They've only had 1 hitting error attacking in this game so far. In other games, in games 1 and 2, they've had 6 and 7 respectively, so they've done their fair share of missed hits, and now they're forcing the Eagles to make plays on the ball, force them to have a first touch and not just watch it go out of bounds. So the hitting's been better for the Cardinals.
Hit across, there'll be a lift on the play, a double hit.
A little confusion also about who was going to attack.
Maybe it's because of the score, but right now Monroeville looks a little bit tired. They look a little bit, they play about almost everybody all the way around. The Cardinals play about everybody all the way around too, so.
Right now just the momentum clearly on the Bremen side as they're, again, hitting in bounds and getting some good touches at the net.
Time Brooks did a nice one down the line. She's been coming to angle, but she hung a little longer.
She's a good hitter, as I mentioned earlier. She averages over 3 kills per set. She has a hitting percentage of 322. And that's a pretty good number when I look at these from other teams.
There's Kramer with a dink, and that seems to be working here in the third set.
Well, they're keeping it in play. I mean, you like to maybe win with power sometimes. I know sometimes dinks are picked up, but when your power attacks are always going out of bounds and you don't even force a touch, sometimes you have to change it up, go to plan B. And right now, the soft or the dink shots are finding a hole, or they're making Monroeville do stuff like this. Free ball it over, gives New Bremen a great chance.
Team into Reinhardt, blocked. And there's a point. It was Palmer and Brooks. And, we say all the Cardinals are playing good, but Monroeville isn't going to just roll over. It's a good team.
They are. And that, I mentioned how bad the free ball there was for them as they couldn't get in the system, but they relied on their good blocking unit, and Brooks, a big part of that, able to get a termination block.
Put off digs at the Tiemann. Ashton Heitkamp off the block, covered by the Eagles. Back set to Palmer, sails long. Side out to the Cardinals.
You have to keep an eye on this. I haven't seen her do it yet today, but Cameron Hedrick, she's in the front row now. Setter, she run a 5-1. She averages nearly 1 kill per set. Now it would have to be, I think, those when the setter goes on the second touch, possibly,
or an overpass, or a
we haven't seen her like dump it over at all. And maybe she's still. I'm taking it back. She's still in the back row.
A no call left there. As Hedrick looks up to the head official, Todd Henkel, and says,
"No, she is in the front row."
Yeah, she's in the front row now.
We haven't seen her. I thought maybe she got some of those like going up, on a pass and just taking it on the second touch.
Nice hit there from the right side, Kelsey Palmer.
That time the timing was very good as Palmer right in rhythm. That nice back set by Hendrick made it very easy for Palmer to finish it for her second kill.
Barman back to serve. That brings Grayson Yoder in the front row for the Eagles. Nobody's home on the second hit for the Cardinals. And a point for the Eagles. We talked about the Eagles were with Norwalk St. Paul, a quality team, but we don't know how deep that league is. The MAC is so deep, not just the good ones, so you don't know when they're playing the 5th and 6th team what type of an opponent they are. There's Kramer, missed hit there as it slipped off of there. And a couple points in a row here for Monroeville.
Yeah, that's a tough break there. I'm sure Bremen wishes they could have that situation over again. You have the throttle down now. You're up 20-13, and you give them a point just on the miss hit. But like Coach Kramer said, how do you respond to
respond to mistakes was one of the keys that she had.
Well, the Bremen's following it up with a hitting error. They're going to take a timeout.
Timeout on the floor. You're watching girls volleyball action here on NKTelco Sports.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small-town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Trust us! Welcome back. Timeout by New Bremen. Monroeville has scored either 3 or 4 points in a row, trying to creep back in here in the third set.
Well, a couple of those points have come at the hands of a New Bremen mistake, the misplay at the net and the attacking error. So again, New Bremen needs to regroup now. If Monroeville is going to score, it's going to be at Monroeville's expense, not an attack error or a misplayed ball by the Cardinals. So they'd like to get a good swing here on offense.
Fleur Pate covered by Stieber. Yoder dug by Snyder. Back row put off the top of the net. Nice stave by Stieber. In the middle, Palmer with the point.
Good play by the Eagles, and they went to score like New Bremen couldn't tag team on the block, didn't know which way it was going to go. They kept it in the middle. And number 3, Palmer with her third kill here in game number 3.
Pape, Reinhardt took something off of that. They'll call lift on the second hit.
8 errors in the contest, or 8 errors in this set for the Eagles, Dave. That's more than they had in the first 2 games. So you add that up, and Bremen playing much cleaner. Only 5 errors so far here in game 3 for the Cardinals.
Kramer serving, put off to the front row, and there is an ace. Rachel Kramer with an ace. As you mentioned earlier, there has not been very many aces at all.
Yeah, maybe 3 or 4. New Bremen 2 here in this set. 1 by Heitkamp and Kramer. Last set, Taylor Paul had an ace. And Barman has 1 for the Eagles here in game number 3. So not that many.
To the cross there by Yoder, covered by the Cardinals. Hit by Reinhardt. Josie with a kill.
Boy, good timing, and really, again, changed her mind or made a play that looked like she was going diagonal and hit it down the line, the back corner open for Reinhardt.
23-16. That one sails long. Side out to the Eagles.
Third service error for the Cardinals.
Palmer back to serve. That brings Brown to the front row. So the Cardinals just 2 points away from victory here in the third set. Dug by Snyder. Pape Over to Reinhardt, long. Point Eagles.
Another good swing, but it just goes long. Again, New Bremen helping right now keep the Eagles in the game, but beforehand you talked about some of the dinks or the soft attacks they've had. Those they were able to land in bounds. New Bremen, big point here. If they can get to match or get to set point here and earn the point.
Yoder with the hit. And maybe Monroeville doesn't come back in this set, but what they have done is they built some momentum that might carry over.
You mentioned earlier they kind of look tired, worn out. They don't look too tired now.
Yeah.
It's amazing what
a few points will do.
Yes, how that can change.
Pape to Reinhardt with a kill. Avoided the blockers that time as the sophomore Reinhardt brings the Cardinals to set point.
Big swing for Reinhardt. She'd hit a couple out of bounds, so you go right back to her. She's a lot of things going on in her mind probably, and boy, it comes up with a much needed point, and she does deliver. Set point, New Bremen.
Diana Highcamp into serve. Dug by Stieber. Yoder. Brown across, just long. And the Cardinals take the third set. 25-19 on your First National Bank scoreboard. They now trail 2 sets to 1. And we'll come back for set 4 here on NKTelco Sports.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
New Bremen lost the first set 25-19. They played better in the second set, but still lost 25-23. They finally get over the hump, win the third set 25-19.
They continued to play well in that third set, Dave, and they cut down on their errors, finished the game with just 7 errors compared to the first 2 contests or sets where they each had 12 or committed 12 in each of those. So played cleaner, made Monroeville Eagles work for the points, if you will, didn't give them as many. And Monroeville, after the first set, they had 11 kills in game 1, only 9, or I shouldn't say only 9, but went down to 9 in game 2 and only 8 in game number 3. So New Bremen doing a good job fielding the attacks for the Eagles, and also that game 3 playing cleaner, so forcing Eagles to make some plays defensively. And notice that time, even Monroeville, there were a number of free balls, Dave, or not necessarily true free balls, but where they weren't going at it with a full swing. And I think New Bremen did a nice job taking advantage of those opportunities.
They have trouble on the first one there as Abby Tiemann gives the Cardinals their first 1-0 lead of the afternoon.
Yeah, it's the first time all day that New Bremen was able to jump out 1-0. Of the other sets, Monroeville took the first point.
New Bremen was way behind the first 2 sets.
Yeah, first set was about at least 10-1 in that very first set.
Dug by Stieber. Hedrick, Brooks, down.
Well, when she gets her timing right, Dave, and gets on top of the ball, it's straight down. You can see the good arm swing. When she gets extended, a high reach, she stands 5'10", just in street shoes, but give her the reach, and the downward attack is tough to stop.
And if you have a left-handed hitter there on that right side, that's always a big advantage. It's more natural. But there's a right-handed hit there by Ashton Highcamp. She hits it a big angle with a big point.
We've seen her do that through the tournament trail, right front and come like cross court diagonally. So she's come up big with her 4th kill for number 4 this afternoon, and I mentioned her defense has been very good as well. Has been called upon to cover a lot of range, running from her spot all the way across court to cover the attacks by Brooks.
Macy put off serve across. Hit by Barman off the double block. Adrian Barman with the kill. 2-2. Monroeville 24-3 on the season, 11-3 in their Firelands Conference. That was good for third place. New Bremen 23-4. They were 6-3 in the MAC. That was good for third place. In the middle, Kramer with a hit. First hit over. Tiemann sets Paul. Nice dig there by Emlinger. Nice save there by Snyder. Stieber sets Barman. Dug by Putoff. There's Paul with a kill. Taylor Paul on a long volley gets the winner for the Cardinals.
Another good volley, and Tiemann with a nice set there. As Paul able to swing freely and find the opening. And again, an extended volley, some nice plays, and boy, good tough serve there, but somewhat played up, but boy, gives New Bremen a chance. You like this opportunity.
Reinhardt, nice dig by Stieber. Hedrick, Brooks took something off of it, dug by Tiemann. Putoff will set Reinhardt. Dug there by Emlinger. Palmer blocked back, saved by Stieber. Stieber will hit it across. Chance for the Cardinals. Tiemann in the middle, Kramer with a hit. So the Cardinals battled through that and prevailed.
Kramer again, good arm swing, very tough to defend, and really I don't think she hits it at the defender. And when you go up to block her, it's like she's hitting it at a strong angle and from the right side of her head and pushes it to her left side of the body. Very difficult.
Taylor Paul
to block.
with an ace right inside the line there. Cardinals have had several hard serves that have sailed long, but this one, you take a look, just inside it has actually had more room than I thought, probably about 6 inches in as it really dropped towards the end. Paul continues to serve, dug by Emlinger. Brooks will have to tip it, and the Cardinals can't get to it.
Pretty good play by Brooks. One, not only did she avoid the pins, but she also avoided herself from going into the net. So a couple good acrobatic plays there by Brooks, avoiding the pin and staying out of the net.
And she had to hit it right-handed. She's normally left-handed. And Brooks will go back to serve. Her team down by 2. All the way over. Reinhardt is in. That's a hit that has gone out a lot. That was a big angle hit.
When you said just in, boy, the first few sets, how many times have we seen New Bremen attack and it just go long? It was like out by a foot or 6 inches. Now, you know, the timing and who knows why, but the rhythm, the snap of the wrist, better for the Cardinals, and they're getting much better results in their attacking.
Madison Pape with the serve. Hediger, that goes wide. Or Hedrick, I should say.
And there's one of those attacks I thought maybe she is successful with, you know, during the regular season. Being a setter, she averages nearly a kill per set. So she's doing, you know, she's getting those opportunities. That one just missed.
And there's an ace. Pape off the top of the net, a cheater, if you will. But a big point for the Cardinals.
Forces a timeout, 5-point lead for New Bremen.
Keep it right here. I'd like to thank our sponsors for making this state telecast possible. Precision Strip, NKT.TV, BowlerStore.com, Finding the Pocket Without Emptying Yours, Carriage Works, specializing in collision repair in St. Henry, Ohio, Schwieterman Incorporated, Fowler's TV, we service what we sell, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, a name you know, a name you trust, PSG Automotive Outfitters, Minster Bank, financial solutions for a lifetime, Hometown Opportunities, connecting local companies with local talent. Schwieterman Pharmacies, pharmacies located in Salina, Coldwater, Minster, New Bremen, St. Mary's, and Wapakoneta. New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care. Francis Furniture, Wilson Health. Our Keys to the Game sponsor, Keyhole Pizza. Replay sponsor, Winners Meats. Our player of the game will be sponsored by NKTelco, and on our First National Bank scoreboard, Cardinals with an early 5-point lead.
Momentum definitely back in the side or on the side of New Bremen as their fans who have traveled again so well. It's hard to see maybe from the camera angle of them being on our side of the cameras, but a strong showing for New Bremen. Monroeville also, the longer drive, nearly 3 hours. They've showed up well. They've been loud. It's been a great environment here at the Nutter Center.
Hit by Palmer, and she finds an open spot.
She used the whole court there, and right here in front of us, Dave, over the block and that diagonal shot. Palmer now with 7 kills on the afternoon.
Barman back to serve. 8-4 on our First National Bank scoreboard in favor of the Cardinals. Pape sets Reinhardt, dinks it, and falls. Reinhardt did a good job of selling that, and the Eagles are on their heels.
Yeah, it was. She didn't really give up, she didn't really give away what she was going to do till later. And like you said, I think everyone kind of ready for the back pedal, and boy, hit it right in that opening, and New Bremen doing a good job keeping the ball in play.
Kramer's serve across, Hedrick at the net. Now on the New Bremen side. They'll set Reinhardt, blocked, covered by Putoff. Back set, Pape, down.
Good job keeping the ball alive on the deflections and the pushbacks, and Pape took advantage of it. And again, that ball just in. How many, just the opposite of what we saw the first couple sets, and New Bremen right now up 6.
Playing relaxed right now. And there's a nice save by Stieber. It looked like it was going to be an ace. Hit across, saved by Kramer. Chance for the Eagles. In the middle, it's Palmer. She dinks it for the point. Seems like as this match has gone on, the dink has been a more effective weapon for both teams.
It has been, and New Bremen's been able to utilize it. And also now the Monroeville Eagles, they've taken advantage. You got to find a hole, and usually people maybe tend to stay or play defense in the same spot, and try to obviously hit it where they're not.
Claire Pape dug by Barman. Hedrick will set Yoder off the block and the point. Grayson Yoder, a 5'9" junior with the point.
With Eagles getting what they needed to do also, Dave. They've gotten consecutive points now, and you hate to burn your last time out this early in game 4, but their play has allowed their coach to save that as they've gotten a couple of good points on their own.
Putoff with the dink, covered. Brown with the hit on the wraparound. I haven't seen a lot of those today. That one does not go over.
Just the first attack error of the game 4 for New Bremen, so they've done a lot of good hitting. But Monroeville now has battled back. They still trail by 3, but Monroeville, good little run of offense here themselves.
3 straight points, back-to-back service points here. Reinhardt with the kill. She took a little bit off of it, went a little bit more down the line.
Placed it maybe than hit it hard. I mean, she still had a nice swing, but really made an effort to put it in that corner.
Sophomore Diana Highcamp into the Cardinals with a 4-point lead off the tape. Barman digs it. Back set Brown, dug by Pape. Somebody else has to set it here. Claire Pape will dink it. Hedrick, Stieber chases it down. Yoder down the line for the point. A lot of good action by both teams. You had points there where the first hit went to the setter, so the backup setter, somebody has to do that. And that time, Yoder did a nice job of going down the line.
Yeah, and hitting it where it was not, and getting a feel, or maybe her teammates giving her some instruction where the hole was at, and a good job keeping it in play.
Blocked there by Brown, blocks Putoff's attack. And the Eagles have gotten within 2. Other thing, Cameron Hedrick, the setter, is now back in the back row, so now you have 3 hitters for the Eagles. Cardinals still with a 2-point lead. Pape with the kill, uses the whole court, finds the corner.
Yeah, good job by Pape as New Bremen needed a good play offensively, and Hedrick hoping it would go long, but it lands inbounds. Second kill of game 4 for Claire Pape.
Ashton Highcamp into the front row. Abby Tiemann serving. Yoder with the hit off the blockers. Tiemann sets Paul with a kill. Taylor Paul. And it seems like the Cardinals, as it's gone on, they've gotten more and more kills from the left side in the front row. Paul and Reinhardt.
Yep, they've come up big there.
Yeah, and it doesn't always mean how they're hitting, it's how they're getting sets and so on, but that's been effective. Yoder this time sails long, and the lead back up to 5 for the Cardinals.
Good job of New Bremen responding to the run of the Monroeville Eagles, as both sides, Dave, up encouraging their teams right now.
Close to the net, Hedrick, there's will be a lift. She's been called on that a couple times there. And the air gives it to the Cardinals with a 6-point lead now. Team of the running serve. There's Brooks off the blockers. Nice save by Highcamp. Tiemann put off, a little out.
It was open, and she didn't give it like a normal swing. You knew she was just trying to maybe get it back there to the opening, and
she didn't get the big approach on it. You know, she just had to basically jump straight up. Yoder back to serve. Tiemann to Paul, down the line, but in. I thought it was going wide, but the ref right away has in. So big hit there by Taylor Paul.
Still a 6-point lead now. It seems like both these teams here recently trading serves back and forth, which is fine for New Bremen with a 6-point lead, 9 to go.
Put off with the serve. Hedrick. That was blocked there by Kramer. Hit by Brooks. Brooks with some nice top spin.
Yeah, she took a lot off of it. She didn't hit it like a hammer shot, and she records her 3rd kill. Now has 10 kills on the afternoon for Kylie Brooks.
Stacia Stieber serves for the Eagles. Tiemann, back set, Highcamp, dug by Stieber. Hedrick to Brooks, covered there by Tiemann. Have to free ball it. In the middle, it's Palmer, blocked back at her. They'll go over to Brooks, she'll bump it across. Chance for the Cardinals. Tiemann in the middle, Kramer. Had to hit it again. Stieber. There's Barman, dug by Tiemann. Nice volley going here. There's Paul. Good volley. Won by the Cardinals.
Yeah, what can you say? Sit back and watch it. Bremen hung in there. Monroeville, nice play. Paul wins it with her 4th kill.
Get another look on a replay here. It finds the floor and a timeout, Eagles. We'll be right back.
NKTelco Sports. More than 140 local high school and college games. Football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, and soccer. Support your local team with NKTelco Sports and promote your business to 250,000 households in Northwest Ohio. Call 1-888-NKTelco and get in the game.
If you missed this first replay on Thursday, November 8th at 8, the second replay is Friday at November 8th. You can also watch the games on demand on NKTelco Sports Facebook page or at nktelco.net. And what a match that early on did not look good for the Cardinals at all. And they were down 0-2. They're 8 points away from making it tied 2-2.
Well, again, we mentioned they've been in this environment before in tournament, especially down 0-2, so they've had their backs against the wall, and they've responded nicely. And playing that first set of the match tonight really didn't get off to a good start to New Bremen, but they battled back. Still have some work to do here to finish against the Eagles, but on their way to hopefully forcing a game 5.
Hedrick to
hit the antenna.
Hit the antenna there. Brooks went down, tried to go down the line. And that first point after a timeout is always big.
1, keep the serve in bounds, and then 2, what happens after that? New Bremen successful on both ends. They earn the 18th point, 7-point lead.
Paul with the serve, dug by Emlinger. Brooks will try again, off the blockers. Tiemann, Reinhardt, this time will be called for a lift.
Just the first ball handling error of game 4 for New Bremen. Have played very cleanly, really in that category all afternoon. They've handled those, let's basically say the second touches very nicely. And mentioned the first ball handling error in game 4, just 3 errors for the Cardinals in game 4. So they again have been playing very clean in games 3 and 4.
Highcamp with a kill. Ashton Highcamp from the right side. Cardinals have been able to force Monroeville to side out quickly in this set. And then they serve a couple on their end and just keep building that lead.
Yeah, they have limited Monroeville probably to here recently just 1 serve, and then Bremen gets it back and has been fortunate enough to get at least maybe 2 more often, and that grows the lead.
Palmer with the slide play and a point for the Eagles. So side out quickly against the Cardinals.
9 kills for Kelsey Palmer.
Adrian Barman Serving for Monroeville. And there's an ace. That was a good, tough serve there. Cardinals out able to handle it. If you're on defense there and a serve comes like that, that's just the way it goes. You know, it's like you tip your hat and be ready for the next point.
Second ace in the match for Barman.
Pape, Reinhardt off the blockers, covered by Yoder, Stieber. In the back row, Barman. Kramer is blocked there by Palmer. Monroeville within 4.
Well, they made a run near the end of game 4, did Monroeville. New Bremen had a big lead and had some errors, and Monroeville made some noise. And still trailed by 4 do the Eagles.
Back set, Claire Pape, not able to make it across. Cardinals still have 2 timeouts. Coach Kramer is going to take one of those. We'll keep it right here. Again, very thankful to our sponsors for making this telecast possible at this state tournament. Precision Strip, NKT.TV, BowlerStore.com, finding the pocket without emptying yours. Carriage Works, specializing in collision repair at St. Henry, Ohio. Cy Schroeder Incorporated, Fowler's TV, we service what we sell. Kogi Plumbing and Heating, a name you know, a name you trust. PSG Automotive Outfitters. Minster Bank Financial Solutions for a lifetime. Hometown Opportunities, connecting local talent, local companies with local talent. Schroederman Pharmacies, pharmacies located in Salina, Coldwater, Minster, New Bremen, St. Mary's, and Walpock. New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, Francis Furniture, and Wilson Health Caring Without Limits. Those sponsors make it possible to have courtside seats here in this beautiful facility here at Wright State's Nutter Center. Right now, Monroeville trying to get back. They were down, I think, as much as 7 or 8, and now down within 3. Reinhardt with a hit. Nice hit by Barman. They'll set Yoder. She tries to push it deep. There's Snyder covered. Dumped across. Big hit there by Kramer, I believe.
Snyder saved it. Kramer kept it alive with her fist on the second contact. Good play by Snyder. Nothing Kramer could really do is exactly that, and able to get a deflection and
good talking there. Pape was saying, I can't get to it, take it, and she did. Sometimes the unorthodox plays work, and it did that time.
Good point following the timeout.
Yoder through the blockers, and Grayson Yoder has been very effective on the left side all afternoon.
And she now has 3 kills in game number 4 for Yoder, a 5'9" junior, averaging just under 2.5 kills per set and a hitting percentage of .258.
So another side out quickly against the Cardinals. Palmer serving. Back set to Pape. She dinks it. Covered by Brown. There's Brown. She had an opening, but sails wide. Mara Brown.
Just a game of inches. You know, that was a strong hit by Brown. Right idea. Down the line, no one from New Bremen there to get it. It carries just wide, so a break for the Cardinals. Up 4 with 4 to go.
Got a Handcamp into serve. That means Taylor Paul into the front row. They'll go over to Yoder off the block, covered by Pape. Kramer will set Paul, dug by Stieber. Hedrick, Yoder dinks it this time. Covered by the Cardinals. In the middle, it's put off. Nice save there by Barman. Slide play, Brown executes it for the Eagles.
Brown, her first kill here in game number 4, powered it through a couple blockers by New Bremen, and again, a strong volley. You mentioned the volleys. You know, the hitting percentages are based upon attacks and errors and kills. These teams have not hit very well. Part of that's because of the errors, but a lot of times you can have a lot of volleys and back and forth action. That lowers your hitting percentage, so there's not been a lot of one and dones, but a quick volley there for the Cardinals. Madison or Claire Pape with the kill.
Brings it to 22-18 on our first National Bank scoreboard. Ashton Heitkamp to the front row, Abby Tiemann to serve with a 4-point lead and trying to even the match here at 2 games apiece for the Cardinals. Hedrick, Yoder sails it long.
5 hitting errors against the Eagles here in game number 4.
23-18. The senior team in serve across. Hedrick, Brooks off the blockers. I thought there was a tip, and the back official behind it It was right in front of us. I thought there was somebody to block. Yeah, it was a touch. Good call by the line judges.
Brooks with her 4th kill of the game, number 4.
Yoder back to serve. Means Barman into the front row for the Eagles. Dug by Putoff. Tiemann chases it down. Paul. Dug by the Eagles. Into the middle is Brown. Off the net in the blockers for the point.
Mara Brown, like I said, uses a little bit of that top of the net, muscles it down, a lot of strength behind it. She earns her 2nd kill of game, number 4.
23-20. Dug by Snyder. Tiemann in the middle. It's Putoff. Put a little bit of an angle on there and gave her team point 24.
Getting attacked straight on. Again, went at a little bit of a glancing blow and able to get it off the blockers.
Set point here as Macy Putoff rotates to the back row. Rachel Kramer into the front row. Dug by Stieber. Brooks will hit it across and not able to. Game 4 goes to the Cardinals, 25-20 on our First National Bank scoreboard. They'll do a flip and decide side and serve here in this 5th set. But we'll step aside here in this great match here on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Minster Dental Care continues to offer advanced dental technology in a state-of-the-art facility. Our professional team offers experience in general dentistry and orthodontics, including services such as CEREC and wireline orthodontics. Board-certified pediatric dentist Dr. Philip Slonkowski ensures our littlest patients have a positive, safe, and a comfortable experience. We are unconditionally committed to excellence in everything we do.
Welcome back to the Nutter Center. And it's crazy here. New Bremen lost the first 2 sets, but they have come roaring back to win the next 2 sets, and some of the numbers bear that out, Jeff.
Well, the first couple games didn't go very well for New Bremen. They didn't hit very well. Their first game actually is 0 hitting percentage. They lost. Game 2, just a .019 hitting percentage. They lost. Game 3, a .235 hitting percentage, a game which they won, and they finished game 4 hitting .256. So the games they've won, they've attacked better. They've reduced the amount of hitting errors that they've come across, and they've played very clean in games 3 and 4. And now, of course, a decisive game number 5.
And number 5, you look at the records. New Bremen's played 4 5-set matches, are undefeated, 4-0. Monroeville has played 2 5-set matches, are defeated, 0-2. That's all great numbers. It's all something for us to talk about it, but it all comes down to how each team plays in this set.
It guarantees one thing. Nothing. That's
Exactly.
why we're going to sit here and watch. But New Bremen has had their, this type of situation. You don't know if maybe it has an advantage one way or the other than, yeah, we've been here before, we know how to do it. Or is it, boy, we never can get over the hump. We always get these game 5s and we can't ever finish. So sit back and enjoy. First 1 to 15.
Yeah, 3 years ago, Monroeville was in the state semifinal against Jackson Center, lost a heartbreaker 16-14. Jackson Center won the state last year. I don't know if any of these girls, probably some girls are on the bench. I don't know if any of them played.
A lot of these girls only have 2 seniors on the team now.
Yeah, so
and most of their attackers are underclassmen, so probably not, but you never know.
Cardinals serve first, free ball to cross, put off. Stieber with a nice dig, free ball again. Tiemann will go Paul. And that falls just out of the reach of Stieber, the big angle for Taylor Paul. And a 1-0 lead, that doesn't mean a lot, but it seems like whatever team has taken the early lead so far today has won the set.
That is true, and Paul starts off with her first one now. 12 kills for Paul in the afternoon.
Tip by Brown. Was set to Paul, dug by Stieber. Hedrick, Brown falls. And they can do that little back set, the quick back set to Brooks. That's very effective.
Brooks also now with 12 kills in the afternoon.
Brown serve across. Tiemann to Heitkamp will punch it over. Brooks will have to set it to Barman off the blockers. Barman hits it again. We have a, it's like Barman hit it on her follow through in the net. So the point goes to the Cardinals.
Yeah, those are tough breaks. Both players there battling, and Barman just catches the tape with her follow through, and the Bremen will take that and they go back to a 1-point lead, 2-1.
Macy put off with a serve and aces it. The back row player from Monroeville thought it was going to be long. And it's a game of inches, and those inches favored New Bremen on that one.
They didn't favor them in games 1 and 2. I know that. There were a lot of, we talked about before, a lot of attacks, even their serves carried long.
Winner of this game will play Tiffin Calvert in the state final. 11 o'clock on Saturday, and a block. Kramer and Heitkamp. And a 4-1 lead for the Cardinals.
Good start for New Bremen, the 3-point lead. Kramer again has had a number of blocks this afternoon. Give her 7 on the, 7 on the game already, or 7 on the match.
And those are termination blocks, meaning directly results in a point. Paul off the double blockers, into point. We'll have a timeout on the floor by Monroeville. All the momentum right now with the New Bremen Cardinals as they lead 5-1.
We talked about the hitting, just you wonder if when New Bremen started the match, if just were they were that pumped up. We talked about they were here last year, but maybe just excited again to be here a little bit because all their attacks just never quite finished and everything was carrying long. Like maybe didn't snap the wrist just right, or were they a little just kind of tight, a little nervous, just couldn't get the snap on the ball. They've been playing very freely. Remember the third key to the game was have fun. Obviously the score helps. They're having fun now, but just playing a lot looser, almost like they just were caught off guard the game, especially in game 1, just couldn't get jump started quick enough. And
sometimes I think when you're down 0-2, you almost relax. It's like, well, we can't do anything worse here. And I agree, they're playing much more relaxed, and that one will sail wide. And a 5-point lead. Again, they win that big point, that first point after the timeout. It's a tough serve there by Putoff.
Well, remember this game to 15, so New Bremen almost halfway there already with a 6-1 lead.
Back set to Brooks, dug by Snyder. Pushed over to Putoff. Dug by the Barman will hit it, and that will fall. Adrian Barman. Good dig in the back row by number 2, Maddie Emlinger, kept that alive. 6-2, Stacia Stieber.
These are big points now for the Eagles. They need to themselves keep the serve on their side.
Kramer sails long. Point to the Eagles.
Consecutive serves, so it was 6-1, so there was a 5-point lead, and point here for the Eagles, and it's back in business for them.
Dug by Putoff. Tiemann, Heitkamp, not ever able to go over. You think a 5-point lead's a nice lead, and all of a sudden, 3 points later.
And they came bang, bang, bang. Originally, they get the point to get to 2, and then a couple bang, bang plays, no volleys. All of a sudden, within seems like hardly any time, it's right back to a 2-point game.
Paul with the hit and the kill.
Paul, 3 kills in game 5, had 4 last set, so she's been hitting very well.
Take a look there. Able to find a spot in the back row. As Taylor goes to the back row, Josie Reinhardt now in the front row.
Another strong serve.
Close to the net. Point Cardinals. The strong serve, as you mentioned, that got Monroeville out of system, if you will. They couldn't get the good pass. 8-4. So New Bremen gets 2 of those points back. Nice serve, but Stieber saved it. And not able to get it over. And there's another timeout on the floor as Monroeville will take their second timeout, trailing 9-4.
Tough spot for them to be in right now, Dave. You know, a good start for the Cardinals here in this decisive Game 5, and got out of the gates well, and got to that 5-point lead. And Monroeville got a couple of cheap ones back-to-back quickly, but New Bremen's done a nice job to regain control of this match, or this decisive game number 5, and right now 5-point lead with just 6 to go.
This replay will be on Channel 3 in HD and 503 Thursday the 8th at 8 o'clock and Friday the 9th at 5 p.m. You can always watch the games on demand on NKTelco Sports Facebook page and at nktelco.net. Taylor Paul with their ball in hand. When the Cardinals don't call the timeout and they're going good, Coach Kramer just has a very quick, don't need to huddle a long time when things are going good.
Just like in broadcasting, sometimes the best thing to say is nothing, right? And the Eagles, though, I like when you're trailing, take as much of that 60 seconds as you can. You want to do whatever you can to try to break the momentum, the energy the Cardinals have, and let your team regroup a little bit. And a big play here following this timeout.
Hetrick's in the front row, so there's only 2 hitters right now, and that sails long. What you see so very often after a timeout is a bad serve, and that gives it to the Eagles. Kylie Brooks to serve. And there's another one. She missed that one badly.
It's a little different serving today than it maybe was back in August 30th in your gym with no one around. It's crunch time.
It's a whole lot of big open area here too compared to the smaller gyms. Madison Pape serves it across, dug by Stieber. Hedrick had to come a long way. Barman with a good hit. Close to the net, not able to save there. Pape just hits it across. There's Hedrick. Back set to Brown off the tip, covered by Putoff. Kramer off the net and falls. Cardinals up 11-5. Just kept it alive. There's a couple hits in there I thought they'd have trouble with, but they kept it alive. Hetrick sets Barman, block back. And we have a eagle in the net and another point for the Cardinals.
No timeouts left, as you mentioned, for Monroeville, so Coach Snook's team's got to break the momentum themselves. And Bremen here, let's talk about the serving. Your throttle's down, keep it in play. Don't give the Eagles a chance here.
Hit by Palmer. The slide play works for the Eagles.
Well, they earned that point. Nice play offensively for the Eagles and a much-needed point to stop that New Bremen momentum.
Barman back to serve. Yoder into the front row for the Eagles. Cardinals with a 6-point lead. We just played a 15, remember, in the fifth set. There's Reinhardt blocked back. Nice save by Snyder, and the Cardinals keep it alive. Dumped there by Hetrick. Covered by the Cardinals. Reinhardt dinks it. Hetrick bumps that. Yoder for the kill. Good battle there both ways. And the Eagles prevail on that one.
Yeah, some good plays defensively by both teams, and Yoder able to finally win it for the Eagles, and they get consecutive serves. They're going to try to keep this momentum, and again, not many points remain for them as Bremen just 3 points away.
Pape dinks it. Nice cover there by Barman. Right side, Palmer off the block. Eagles now within 4, 12-8. It was 12-5, a side out, and 2 service points for the Eagles. Dug by Kramer. They'll set Pape. Not able to make it across. Coach Kramer with the timeout, as the lead has shrunk from 7-3. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors: Minster Bank, Schwieterman Pharmacy, Keyhole Pizza, New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, Hometown Opportunity, Francis Furniture, Wilson Health, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, NKTelco, NKT.TV, BowlerStore.com, Carriage Works, Cy Schwieterman, Fowler's TV, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, PSG Automotive Outfitters, and First National Bank, our fine sponsors that have been with us all down the tournament trail, all the way to state here. Right now, the Eagles battling back within 3 here in the deciding 5th set.
Well, it was at one point, I think you said 12-5 possibly, so yeah, 12-9, and so close right now for the Bremen, but a big play here is each team, it comes down to positive plays and who can make it when they have that opportunity.
Pape to Reinhardt with a dink, a big angle. That's a
speed pitch.
Boy, that's an unusual dink in that she's going on an angle and dinking it. And
she hit it hard enough. Those are ones, a great play. If you hit it just a couple inches this way, it hits it on top of tape and falls back on your side. But big play by Reinhardt.
Kramer trying to build on that. Hedrick to Palmer, and they thought it was a pancake, but no, it goes the other way. Good try there by Pape. It falls 13-10. Kelsey Palmer back to serve. Means Mara Brown in the front row for the Eagles. Well, it's been a great match. Eagles won the first 2, New Bremen won the next 2. Pape swings long. They want a touch, they got a touch from the line judge. And that brings it to match point. What a big call. You go, instead of, it would have been 13-11, now it's 14-10, and I think it's the right call. And now match point by Diana Heitkamp coming up. Cardinals were down 2-0 and not playing well. A chance to advance to the state finals. One more point. Heitkamp, and it's free ball to cross. Stieber, Hedrick, Brown, dug by Heitkamp. Pape, and game. Macy put off, and the Cardinals come all the way back as they win in 5 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Final numbers. They lose the first one 25-19, and the second 25-23. They come roaring back 25-19, 25-20, and 15-10 for the Cardinals as they win their 24th win. What a comeback, Jeff.
Yeah, it was, wow. Just a fine performance, and the Bremen just cleaned it up big time and got their backs against the walls and figured a way out to clean it up, and they played very well games 3, 4, and 5.
As they way back to their fans, a lot of support, helped them through a lot of the points. As you see it there, they win in 5 and quite a match there. The Bremen Cardinals will play at state. They'll come back Saturday at 11 o'clock. We'll have the game on NKTelco Sports. They run off. We'll run away and come back here to wrap it up here on NKTelco Sports. They're going around shaking the crowd's hands. We'll be right back.
The big game is right around the corner. Are you ready for it? Come into Francis Furniture and find the right fit for you and your friends in our Lazy Boy Comfort Studio. With Lazy Boy Premier sofa and sectionals, you can custom order a look that's just your style. Choose from hundreds of decorator fabrics or choose genuine leather for its luxurious feel and durability. Come into Francis Furniture today, the area's only Lazy Boy Comfort Studio.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Our
Our 1,500 square foot showroom and pro shop at bowlerstore.com is stocked with bowling balls, bags, shoes, accessories, and apparel. The pro shop is equipped with 2 drill presses, measuring devices, and bowling ball maintenance machines to keep your ball rolling great. We offer private lessons for individuals and groups. Moxie's Extra Pair inside bowlerstore.com is also available to rent for private events. Be sure to check out bowlerstore.com or visit our pro shop in Versailles, Ohio for all your bowling product needs.
The New Bremen Cardinals come back from a 2-0 deficit to win in 5 sets to defeat the Monroeville Eagles and advance to the state finals. With the final numbers, Mr. Jeff Henshin.
Well, a hard-fought match as you would expect, a 3-2 score for New Bremen, and well played. Both these teams are very good. I'm giving Monroeville Eagles a tip of the cap. They are a quality team, and they played well. New Bremen struggled games 1 and 2. They didn't hit very well in games 1 and 2, and they lost. They came back and hit as a team much better in 3, 4, and 5, as we talked about earlier, hitting 235 in game 3, 256 in game 4, and 222 in game number 5 to win it. And you look at Monroeville, they didn't attack over 175 in any of the contests, so they didn't really. New Bremen did a good job defending, but New Bremen early on just too many errors and really, I won't say handed, but gave some points to Monroeville. And a lot of volleys though, back and forth. New Bremen finally found a way to get their attacks in, and they went to some soft touches, as you mentioned before, hitting the spots rather than hitting it hard. And you mentioned the depth perception here one other time. You wonder if being in this gym, if girls have a tough time or players have a tough time knowing where the end of the court is when you're going up a swing. I mean, you think at this point it'd be routine, but New Bremen able to overcome that tough start, and with their backs against the ball, they win it in 5. And the stats go like this. First for Monroeville, they ended the game with 48 kills. New Bremen had 55 kills. And Monroeville had a few players in double figures with kills, and that's Mara Brown and Grayson Yoder, each with 10. Kelsey Palmer had 11, and leading them was the left-hander Kylie Brooks with 12. For New Bremen, they had the 55 kills, and Taylor Paul led them with 14. Rachel Kramer had 12. Josie Reinhardt and also Clara Pape each with 8 apiece. With 6 apiece, Macy Putoff and Ashton Heitkamp. Abby Tiemann added a kill for their total of 55, and as a team, New Bremen hit 128 overall in the match compared to 093 for Monroeville. Blocking, New Bremen had 8 blocks for points, and Monroeville actually had 11, but leading the way for Monroeville, Kylie Brooks again with 6 blocks for her, leading the way for Monroeville. And for New Bremen, Rachel Kramer led the Cardinals with 7 blocks. Ashton Heitkamp recorded 5. And on the night, New Bremen had 16 blocks as a team, but resulting in 8 blocks for points. So a fine match, a well-deserved victory for the Cardinals. They're going to advance to play Saturday for the state title again.
Monroeville ends a very successful campaign, a very good team. They fall to 24-4, a tough loss for them. But New Bremen also 24-4, but they'll be playing on Saturday, 11 o'clock. We'll have that game on NKTelco.sports, and the defending state champs have a chance to repeat. And as you kind of brought up on the stats, the Cardinals just kept playing better and better as the game went on, and that's what ultimately won them the match.
Yeah, they did. They just flat out played clean volleyball. The first couple of sets that they lost had 12 errors in each of them, and then the final 3 they had 7, 4, and 4. So I mean, they've made Monroeville make plays on the ball or scored themselves. New Bremen did. So just flat out got it together, and just a good performance. A lot of girls played well, and that's what it takes. You need a total team effort. Defensively, Snyder, I mentioned her enough. She probably, in the back row, she did a nice job. She led the team with 20 digs for the Cardinals. So again, very good night for her again in the back row.
Yeah, we had the hard job of picking a player of the game. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of players that are deserving. The fans are deserving. Coach Kramer, we ultimately gave it to junior Taylor Paul. Had a great afternoon.
She finished strong in games 3, 4, and 5. Came up big in those 3 games. They won with a total of 9 kills in those 3 sets, and she finished with 14 kills. Also had a couple service aces. Had a block in there as well. Scored a total of 16.5 points for her team today. So a fine job to Taylor Paul, and like I said, number of girls worthy of that honor today. And Coach Kramer, congratulations to your squad and your win today.
Congratulations to all of the Cardinals and all of New Bremen, Ohio, as they'll come back here on Saturday afternoon with a chance to repeat. I'd like to thank our NKTelco crew. We had a big crew here, did a nice job of covering the sights and sounds here, directed by Scott Robinson, assisted by Bryce Hamrick. On camera, Matt Everidge, Wes Meyer, and Ty Wolf. My partner, Jeff Hench, and I'm Dave Kanapke. Congratulations to the Cardinals from NKTelco Sports.